How's it going, everyone? It's me, Tyler. We're here to finish out the last 4 Robot Masters in Mega Man 2. Since the Metal Blade does so much damage to a ton of the Robot Masters, the order in this game is really left up in the air. I think Flashman is the true Robot Master that's weak to Metal Blade, but if you wait until you get the Crash Bombs, the stage gets a little more interesting. Here we are. For some reason, Flashman gets the obligatory ice stage, so all these platforms are slippery. And this stage is pretty unique because, as you can see, there are lots of different paths you can take, and that only becomes more apparent near the second half of the stage. So, it's interesting, it's unique, I rather like it. And the only thing that destroys these walls here is the Crash Bomb. And when you fire a Crash Bomb, you can't change weapons or fire another one until the Crash Bomb has gone off and exploded. So here I'm just going to use item 2 to get up onto this platform, because I'm awesome. I'll do it again here. Now I'm at a part where I just need to fire a bunch of Crash Bombs, so let's talk about Flashman. Dr. Wily considers Flashman to be one of his masterpieces. Whereas Dr. Light's Time Man could only slow down time, Flashman is capable of stopping it completely, if only for a short duration. When using his signature ability, the Time Stopper, it appears to his opponents as though he is teleporting around as he moves. While time is frozen, Flashman attacks his immobilized opponent by unleashing a flurry of shots from his arm cannon. Those shots aren't very powerful. Even though Flashman tends to complain a lot, he remains kind to his subordinates. He enjoys cameras, but because he's bald, he very much dislikes TV commercials that advertise wigs. And here's the creepy part. In addition, word has it that he abuses the powers of his Time Stopper to prolong his baths. Why? Why? Why do they feel the need to include that information? Why does Flashman need to bathe? He's a robot! Anyway, I got up onto this top part so that I can make through these series of difficult jumps just to get an E-Tank, but obviously, I'm gonna do it because I'm super sweet. One more Crash Bomb, and I think, yep, that's the end of the stage. Pretty short. If you take the path that I went through, it's pretty quick because you don't really have to deal with any of the enemies and you can just focus on walking through. There are a lot of paths to get to where I wanted to go, so it's pretty nice. Alright, not much to say about Flashman I haven't just said. He's weak to the Metal Blade. Colliding with him does a lot of damage, and now you saw I was just frozen and he shot me, and the shots only do 1 pixel's worth, so getting hit by the shots is much preferable to colliding with him. And he's already dead, so there really wasn't too much to say about that. The bosses in this game, again, are pretty much pushovers if you have the right weapon. And now I get the Time Stopper, which is mostly useless, I would say. There are a few applications for it that I don't necessarily take advantage of that I could, but it will come in handy for the next boss fight. Speaking of useless, item 3 is pretty weird. Probably won't be using that. It's like item 2, but it kind of bounces around and it clings onto a wall and moves up. It doesn't work that well, so I don't bother with it. I just stick with items 1 and 2. Alright then, as much as I hate to do this, I can't put it off any longer. It's time to do Quickman Stage. Quickman Stage is also unique because it's pretty much a race against time. It's also mostly a downward fall, which is pretty cool. This is a lot better than in the Elecman stage where it was mostly going up, because classic Mega Man's not really well equipped to go straight up. But he can go down all, without too many problems, so here we are, Quickman Stage. Those are the famous yellow, loud, obnoxious lasers. If I get touched by them once, I will be instantly killed. That part's easy, but a harder part's coming up. Elecman was the speediest of Dr. Light's industrial Robot Masters, so Dr. Wily used his design as a base when creating the fastest of all Robot Masters, Quickman. He attacks with high-speed body collisions as well as small boomerang-shaped cutters known as quick boomerangs. Quickman can fire several of these blades off at once, and they are capable of homing in on their target. Quickman's greatest weakness, however, lies in his set of faulty hardware given to him by Dr. Wily. Wily numbers 009 through 16 were each built with equipment that would render them immune to Flashman's Time Stopper. but as it turned out, Quickman's was defective. Because of this, the Time Stopper actually poses a serious threat to him, freezing him in his tracks and draining a great deal of his energy. Quickman likes car racing, but does not care for turtles. It is said he can both go to bed and get up early and prefers fights to be fair and even, which, is respectable. I can get behind that. And you'll see I chose that time to read because when I was going through that section of Quickman stage, I wasn't talking, I was just focusing on making it through. The way I went through it is pretty much the way that you have to, like all the directions I took. If you go the exact same way I did, you'll never die. So just follow that pattern and you'll be fine. So here we are at Quickman, and I'm using Airman's weapon first because it deals a good amount of damage to him as well, and Quickman's actually pretty tough. So I just need to get him down to half health, and then I can use the Time Stopper. But if I use the Time Stopper and I die in the fight, then I'll be in a lot of trouble. Alright, so now the fight's over. I can still move, but he can't, and you can see that my Time Stopper is draining his health. And he's gonna die, yeah. So that's all you have to do for that fight. I get him down to half health and then use the Time Stopper in case I accidentally die and I don't waste the weapon. So I think that's the smart way to do it. And now I get the Quick Boomerang, which is not nearly as good as his because you only get to fire one of them. Oh well. It will have its uses. Just not on the Robot Masters. Bubble Man's next. I guess Bubble Man kinda gets the water stage, which is a little weird since there was already an ice stage. And it's pretty unremarkable, other than these frog guys, which would probably pose a problem, but I have the Metal Blade, so I can aim its huge hitbox at the little frogs, and all the challenge that would be there is completely gone. Let's just talk about Bubble Man. Bubble Man was designed by Dr. Wily to be the first Robot Master made for underwater combat. Unfortunately, due to the process Wily used to waterproof him, Bubble Man is only able to move by jumping. Though Wily seemed to correct this flaw later on, it's said that even he could not help but laugh at the comical appearance of Bubble Man moving across long distances, which is pretty mean. Bubble Man is well versed in the art of aquatic combat. In addition to a standard Buster-style arm cannon, he can fire small shots and attack with durable bubble-like projectiles known as the Bubble Lead. He's said to be big-hearted, and is also known to be rather reckless and wasteful with money. He enjoys relaxing in hot springs, but dislikes oil. So yeah, the spikes up at the top, obviously you jump into them, you die. Since I'm underwater, the gravity's low. The trick is to just press the button lightly and jump only exactly as high as you need to get onto the platform, and when you drop, just fall straight down so you don't fall too far forward into a spike and die. But like I said, another case where the Metal Blade makes this stage much easier than it would be normally, because these shrimp things would be a lot harder, and that red gem only needs to get hit by the Metal Blade a couple times before that robot goes down, when it would normally take a lot more. So more examples of abusing the Metal Blade. Nothing new to see here, folks. More killing frogs. I think I'm almost done with the stage already. And this weapon's good. Nope, I guess we still have a little ways to go. Well, that would probably be hard too, but... well. Oh, okay, now we're at the end. Alright, well, I'll give you all one guess as to what Bubble Man's weakness is. Hint, it's the Metal Blade. Are we beginning to see a pattern? Look how much damage that does! That's the Bubble Lead. It does pretty good damage, but I do way more. He's gonna die, I can just tank this boss. And that's it. One Robot Master to go. And the good news is he's not weak to the Metal Blade. He's weak to the Bubble Lead. Heatman seems to be really popular for some reason, I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess he's cool. I think he's probably mostly remembered for his stage and his music. less than the actual fight. Alright, let's get this guy over with. This stage is actually kind of annoying because, well, I won't spoil it. We'll just get there and see what happens. I think the Genesis port of this sounds pretty good music-wise. They did a good job remixing this song. Man, I should try a playthrough sometime where I just don't use the Metal Blade, unless it's on a boss or something. See how hard this game is actually intended to be? Because I have a feeling the game was supposed to be harder and they just didn't realize how good this weapon was. Unfortunately, I don't have that much to say here. Obviously, if you touch the lava or fall down the pits, you die, so it's pretty simple platforming. Here's a pro tip, though. Leaf Shield destroys these guys. How many of you knew that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, this looks like a familiar room, doesn't it? Oh, look! It's like Iceman stage. Everyone's favorite disappearing block puzzles. This one's easy, but the one after this is brutal. Much harder than anything that was in Iceman stage. Oh, okay, actually I'm wrong. This part's not hard. It's at the very end of this where it gets really tough. All the Metal Blades in the world don't help you get through that. But I'm gonna just find a cheap way to get through it anyway, because I don't want to get better at this game. I think I've actually done it before, but I'd probably die a bunch, and I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me die a bunch. I'm just gonna use item 2 once I get far enough along. But I have to remember the initial pattern first. It goes out forever. I'm just gonna talk about Heatman. Using Fireman as a basis, Dr. Wily created Heatman to resemble a lighter. Yeah, I guess I see the Zippo appeal. His signature ability is the atomic fire, which shoots condensed balls of flame that explode into pillars of fire upon hitting the ground. Wow. His compression-type blaster allows him to produce flames with a temperature of up to 12,000 degrees Celsius, and he can cloak himself in fire to make his body tackle attack even more destructive. Unlike the passionate Fireman, upon who he is based, Heatman lacks enthusiasm and prefers to do things at his own pace. That said, he does particularly enjoy barbecues, but he dislikes ice cream. Oh god, I could never be his friend. Finally, although he excels at resisting heat and manipulating flames, he seems unaware that he has a dial on his own back that regulates his heating power. Well, that seems weird. Can't believe I was able to read that whole description and I'm still trying to get through this part. Maybe this time. Yeah, here we go. Oh no, I'm gonna run out. I've made a terrible mistake. Oh, I'm not... okay. I think I'm at the end. Oh, nope, I still have a ways to go. Game's not letting me shoot really fast. Don't know why. I don't know if this is a Genesis problem or what, but sometimes it doesn't let me rapid fire. Oh, there we go, there's the end. I don't have too much life left. That should be fine. He-Man's not hard. You just shoot the bubble lead at Heatman, and he kind of just zips around, does the same thing over. Oh, wow, that did a lot of damage. No! I can't believe I just died to Heatman. This time I'm gonna destroy him. Alright, so what you want to do is just jump over him because he goes wherever you were. Then just shoot a bubble lead behind you, like this. Like that. And just repeat this process. He's easy. Alright, that was better. And that's Heatman. I just have to not let myself get hit and then panic. Jeez, I don't know how long I've been filming for, but this seems like this is going to be a short episode. I can't help it that I just tear through these Robot Masters and these stages so well. And now I have the Atomic Fire, which, I don't know what its use is. I guess probably against Woodman. Maybe I'll try it when I have to fight all the Robot Masters again. And now I have item 1, which I need very badly for the Wily stages. So that's good. Hooray for item 1. Not as cool as the rush powers, but we'll take them. Well, okay, that's it for the Robot Masters. That means all we have left is Dr. Wily and going through all of his stages. And I can guarantee you that's going to take me longer because one of them in particular is extremely obnoxious. So, we'll see you all then.